All right, well, welcome back to another LTAM Reactions. Welcome all you beautiful people, you badass mojos, and you warriors out there that don't stop fighting. We see you, we hear you. So, we have another amazing reaction to do today. And once again, it's by Just Pearly Things, but this one's going to feature Mr. Sarah Garvey. If you don't know who he is, go check him out on the YouTubes as well too. I think his name it's called The Gray Area or something like that. Sarah, S-A-R-A Garvey. Guy's awesome. The topic that we're going to be talking about today is it selfish for ladies, for women, to raise children without a man? Do we see the value that men inherently bring? And the real question is it okay for a woman to choose her happiness over her duty as a mother? You know, so many people are getting divorced for all these crazy reasons that really aren't justified. 80% of divorces are attained by women. 90% if they're college educated. And the number one reason for divorce today is when the woman out earns the man. In the comments below, I want to hear what you think about that. There is no way in God's green earth that 80 to 90% of all men are bad. What I'm seeing here is a case of selfishness. You know, they're not happy with what happened one day. You know, you ruffled their feathers a little bit. They can't take it anymore. We're going to get into this topic later on another podcast, but weaponizing mental abuse and mental health has got to stop. We've got to look at things for what they are. We're going to look into facts and statistics today, and you get to make your own determination. I don't think we should be glorifying single mothers anymore. If you're a single mom, that's not good. That means you didn't do the work that you needed to do to keep your family together. Now, I know you're going to roast me in there and you're going to be like, oh, well, you know, I know this person. You don't know what they went through. Yes, there are exceptions. But when we talk about numbers and facts, they just don't lie. I'm not going to listen to some person that says, I heard this story. No, I'm going to look at the general overview of the facts, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to get into it real quick. And I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. So, are you ready to rumble? Let's go. Hey, oh, look at Auntie. She's so awesome. Let's go.
What I'm saying. You're choosing to try and shout. You're listening to argue. What it sounds like you're saying. You're in so much pain. You've got so much abandonment trauma that you've been prepared to pass that trauma on to your child. Rather than just spend the time healing yourself so you can go into a relationship potentially with a friend and actually allow yourself to learn how to be loved, how to love yourself first. Because if you have a baby, you're just going to be passing the same trauma pattern that was probably passed to you from your mum onto your child. Listen, that's deep abandonment. Let me tell you something. You'd rather not be with anyone than allow someone to improve.
Let him go. Can we just rewind before this got mad deep, yeah? Yes. You made this whole point about how guys that you've got that are friends that are in the friend zone, yeah? And they...
First out, shout out to Homeboy's beard. Look at that epic beard. That is a majestic beard. I think that's what he does for a living. Go find him on Instagram. We'll find out what his name is. Bro, whatever his name is, if you guys don't mind, just go ahead and put his name in the comments so people can find him out, because that's an epic beard. Let's go.
You don't move out of the friend zone because they're your friends. They would never step out. But this whole argument started because you said when you decide to have a kid, you'll just pick one out of the friend zone. So you contradicted yourself straight away.
Okay, I'll explain myself. Let's go again. So let me
explain your contradiction. Go.
Explain the contradiction.
I'll say what I want. My ideal situation is to have a man that I meet. We respect each other. We get on really well. We have love for one another.
So this isn't anyone in your friend zone, no?
No. This is gonna be somebody new, because obviously if that was the case, I would have done it by now. So, anyway.
And actually fall in love with them, like actually be in a relationship with them.
That's more unrealistic though. Like
in your dream world.
You've got a better chance.
You asked me to explain it. Every time I say something, you just interrupt. That's how you don't get the point. So the point is, if you have respect for somebody, so for example, if I'm with a guy that we respect each other, but we don't have to be in a possessive relationship where it's like you're mine and I'm yours. No, I want it to be a case of, for example, we have a baby and every single day we communicate. You can come over my house, I can come over to yours. The baby will grow. Daddy lives there, mommy lives here. You can go to daddy's house. You can be a mom's
having
house.
sex? Are you having sex?
Can I give you some advice? Can I give you some really gold advice? Really gold.
Tell me that's not some delusional thinking. That's crazy. And wait till you hear these stats. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Gold advice here. Listen, you've got a better chance grabbing one of the guys in the friend zone and having a kid with him because you know them. You're friends with them
and having a relationship with them.
Listen, you've got literally probably 0% chance meeting a guy fresh and being like, "Hey, I know we just met, but let's have a kid."
No, I wouldn't do that.
Like that's not that's dreamland. That's dreamland.
Let me just read you three stats. Right, 90%.
Oh, listen up.
Of single parent households are headed by mothers. 90% of all single parent households are headed by mothers. Right, 63% of youth suicides are from single mother homes. 90% of homeless and runaway children are from single mother homes. 71% of high school dropouts are from single mother homes. 70% of youths in operated institutions are from single mother homes. 80% of youths in prison are from single mother homes. 85% of children who show behavioral disorders are from single mother homes. And 80% of children with anger issues are from single mother homes. Now hang on a minute. You're saying you want to be a single mother, essentially. And if I read you these stats and what it's gonna be like for your child, generally, you might hang on to say, oh, but it says 80%, which means I might be on the 20%.
I'm an exception.
You're an exception to the rule. But the rule looks like this.
So let me ask you a question.
Are you willing to?
So now that you know the stats, sometimes, when you hear something or you see something, you just can't unhear it. You can't unsee it. This is absolutely one of those moments. Why would any parent choose a single mother home or single father home or whatever, single parent home, when you hear statistics like that? I want to know from you guys out there, okay? Do you believe that's a good thing after hearing those statistics? Or do you believe that it is a horrible decision and it's selfish? So all you need to do is write good thing or selfish. Nothing special, just good thing or selfish, and we'll know. So let's go.
Put your child at this statistical disadvantage.
Answer his question.
Yeah, no, there wouldn't be an advantage because I wouldn't be a single mom. I wouldn't be a single mom.
I love Pearl because that's what I do all the time when someone's just ranting. I'm like, Pearl, shout out, you're the best.
Yes or no?
I wouldn't be a single mom.
Yes or no?
I wouldn't be a single mom.
Yes or no?
You would be a single mom.
And not only that, I'll ask you again, how do you feel about putting your children in that situation since you're not with a mom?
But like I said,
wasn't by choice.
No, but I'm just gonna say, I never chose to be a single father.
Sorry,
do you understand?
Yo, let me tell you. Did you see that too? She's lucky she's not a guy, because those are fighting words. If you know Sarah Garvey, he did not choose to be a single father. Just like a lot of us, we did not choose to be single fathers. Okay? The choice was made for us without our permission. And not only that, a lot of us were ran through the ringer. We were blamed, defamed, defunded. So Denalva, you need to chill out. That's very masculine of you. That's very masculine of you. You've been hanging out with her long enough, or with Sarah Garvey long enough. You know his story. I watch from YouTube and I know his story. So you cannot tell me you do not know his story. You did that on purpose. Try me. Come at me, Denelva. Come on. Come on. Oh, we're always going to call it Denelva. Denelva. Ugh. It sounds like Cruella de Vil. Cruella Denelva. I mean, I got respect for her because she does her thing or whatever, just for being a human being. But man, chick, you got to watch out. You got to understand, masculine moves like that. If a guy does that, says stuff like that to another guy, they get punched in the face. Punched in the face. All right? You only are able to talk like that to him because you have the police that'll take him to jail. You have other people that, from societal reasons, are going to be like, oh, you're a woman beater, you're horrible, you're bad. But you ladies got to understand that if you come wagging your finger in some man's face, put a guy in that role. Put a guy wagging his finger in another guy's face. What's going to happen, right? This is a biological thing. We don't know how to react when you are, acting like a man, acting masculine, and very unattractive, to say the least. Just so you know, it's very. Ugh. You could be like all shined up like a diamond, but the moment you start acting like a dude, ugh. Just imagine whatever you're wearing, and you have a beard on. You have like a little. Listen, let's just get back to it. Let's go.
Hang on. Wait. This is what we're talking about, communication. This is what we're talking about, communication, right? We spoke about this at the beginning of the show. I showed you statistics. Your rebuttal to me was to use an emotional response to say, oh, but you put your child in that situation. Yes. But you know what? I never, because I did not choose to be a single father. Single fatherhood came to me. The difference between you and I, you are choosing to put yourself at a statistical disadvantage by putting yourself in a single mother situation.
But you are.
But the thing is, you said that. But you said that though.
Yeah, I think the point is
she's co-parenting. She's co-parenting as her not being a single mother. That's what she's saying.
Would you be living with when you in a loving relationship?
Listen, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be living with me. That's the whole point. I don't know why
that's the point he's trying to make. That's exactly the father wouldn't be there because the father wouldn't be present 24/7 in the house with you. He wouldn't be. So you're saying, and you even
single moms out there, let me ask you a quick question. What value does the father of your children bring other than financial? Dig deep. Just remember, you were the one that laid down with them, slept with them, chose them for a number of years, I'm assuming, had a kid with them. So if you can't come up with anything nice to say that they would bring as a value to their own child's life, I don't know. It might say more about you than it does about them.
said that he would go to yours and he would go back to theirs. So at what point would you be together?
Okay, so let me tell you.
Therefore, they wouldn't be.
Women that have men that travel a lot for business and do this, they're not at home all the time. They're single moms then, yeah?
Denelva, wait. Denelva, that was me. My dad traveled for business, and it absolutely, I was not in a single parent home.
There you go then.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because your dad is still present, even though he's not there physically.
No, but that's not the same thing. No, Denelva, it's not the same thing because I knew my mom and my dad were in love. Okay. And I got to see my parents be in love growing up. And even when all my friends came over and they were both together, they'd always say your parents get along better than all the other parents. Mm-hmm. And I got to grow up seeing my parents in love. I got to see them go on dates. When I was a kid, I remember we would like cook for them and do like a date night and like surprise them. And we have these family memories. We're at Christmas, like we all do the same Christmas stockings. We have family traditions.
It's important to watch Just Pearly Things show. She's got thousands of videos, just so you know. So it's pretty amazing. But you get to get this backstory of her family, you know. And her mom is extremely feminine and embodies the feminine vibe. So, and her dad embodies the masculine vibe. And that's how it works, right? If the woman and the man are constantly competing against each other to take a little piece of each other's role, that's where you run into problems. So I definitely would say go check out some of her videos and dive a little deeper into that when you hear that, because I could already hear all the ladies there. Well, they said they were in love. Well, yeah, love is a lot of work. Love doesn't mean happy. Love doesn't mean I am always in a great mood. Love doesn't mean things are perfect and you get what you want all the time. So you really got to make sure you have the right definitions. But I would encourage you to go check out her page all the time. I'll probably say it on every video until I can't anymore. So here we go.
Traditions that we do every year. You don't get that in a single mother home.
Okay, and so this is the key. Why did I say bestie? Because we get on, we hang out, we love
the
each
contradiction.
other.
The original contradiction.
And bestie is just to represent the fact that
can I just say something? I think the main issue here is the intention to not be in a relationship. No one's disregarding how you feel about what you want to do, but the arrangement that you have in your head. So that's it. That's it. You don't want to be in a relationship. But you still want a child. But you still.
I don't want to belong to somebody.
But you still want a child.
Belong to them. Like, where is the obsession with possession coming from?
This is straight cat.
Is that not you wanting to possess them? You want to control them.
I don't. It all comes down from everything that we talk about on these shows. I have come to the conclusion that actually men do like a woman to be submissive. Men like to be like, oh, my woman.
Did he just hit her with the who hurt you? That's so funny. That's so funny because that's generally what men get hit with, right? You know, whenever you talk about your feelings or you stand up for yourself, it's who hurt you? Who hurt you? So big up Sarah Garvey. This guy's good. He's funny. And I don't know. I just want to take note, you know, she reminds me of the full-on boss babe, right? That, you know, me, I don't need a man. My kids don't need a man. I don't want to take time to educate myself on the importance of having a male influence in my life. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have kids, and I'm not going to get married or anything like that until they're all out of the house. You know, so you mean to tell me you're going to go ahead and raise kids without a dad in the house? You're going to create these children, and we heard the stats. The disadvantages are there. And you're not some type of superhuman where you're going to overcome all this. And trust me, money doesn't make it any better. And you know what I found with a lot of boss babes too is, you know, if you're working all the time, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, even if it's from home, let's say, what time do you have for your kids? Right? What time do you have for the reading, for the writing, for the wrestling on the ground, for the making dinners, making sure everybody cleans their rooms and brushes their teeth, story time, going for walks, arts and crafts, whatever, right? Whatever your style is, whatever you want to do to parent your kid. But where is that time if you're dedicating your time to making money and building businesses? Here's a quick question. Answer below in the comments, please. Let's say you have 2 women, but they're exactly the same person. One has got 2 kids, has a job, and owns a business. And she's 40 years old. Or number 2. Same girl, just younger. We'll just say 30. No kids. Never been married. Let's say your son or your brother or your cousin ask you which one they should pick. Which one would you tell them to pick and why? Okay? 40 kid with 2 kids, running a business, right? Or 30 years old, you know, no baggage. And keep in mind, this person you're talking to has been working their whole life to build their own life. So this young man, he's been putting all his effort into getting to a certain status and working really hard. And we know in today's world, 80% of women are filing for divorce, 90% if they're college educated. So remember, if things just don't feel right one day, right? We already know that there's people like Denelva out there that could care less about the male influence and they don't even regard that as something to think about, right? So, I mean, the world's getting pretty crazy. I mean, that's pretty sick when women now don't consider their fathers and their sons and their children well-being before making decisions. So comment below. 40 with kids in a business or 30 no kids, no baggage, same chick. Let's go.
There are so many different relationship structures.
Do you know how many there's a simp epidemic?
It doesn't just have to be a monopoly.
One of your best friends is simp. Just go and grab one of them.
I don't want to. I just want to also highlight that. Can I just say something?
So if you guys don't know what a simp is, first off, you're surrounded. You're surrounded by simps. A simp is basically a guy, right, that subscribes to the idea of feminism and will do anything, anything, and even things that he doesn't want to do in order to keep his woman around. He will sacrifice his own happiness and his own pursuits and purpose in order to satisfy her every need. And it's generally at the detriment of his own mental health. Remember, 132 guys are taking themselves out on a daily basis. And it really comes down to we're just not acting like men anymore. We're not masculine. We don't know when to put our foot down anymore. We don't know when to say no anymore. And I don't blame you guys. It's tough because, you know, the laws and society have got it kind of set up where, you know, we act masculine or we talk about how we feel or what our standards are, then we're ridiculed. Like, a guy can't walk out there and say, hey, I don't want to be with a girl that slept with a lot of guys. Because as soon as we do that, that's called slut shaming, right? But you wouldn't be one if you didn't have all those bodies. There would be nothing to shame. There has not been one person who has been celebrated for promiscuity, or there's not one woman that has been celebrated for promiscuity. Now, if you look at men, look at Genghis Khan and all the other, you know, I mean, any wealthy oligarch or leader or strongman in society, you know, in the higher echelons, always had a harem, and he was like a legend for it. I'm sorry, it may not be fair, but this is the way nature goes at times. Okay? So, yeah, you can't be out there doing those things and thinking you're going to gain respect, because the truth is that we are all educating ourselves now. Times are going to change. If they changed before, they could change again.
Painting this picture does not take away from the fact that you're actually in a relationship. There's going to be rules of engagement. Yeah. You are already in a relationship, so whatever you think you're running away from, you've already created it. You're just trying to make it sound like it's not that.
Exactly, and that's why
But you're lying to yourself in your brain.
Listen, did I not just say somebody that is like my bestie, somebody that we hang out very well, because we do have a relationship. It's not just a traditional relationship.
So why would you not be with them already?
Because I don't want to be with somebody. I don't want to have to live in the same house with somebody. Well, maybe if
you're not letting yourself fall.
Can I just say something? It's like you want the fan.
Why do you think she doesn't want to be with anybody? She wants to have a kid, but she doesn't want to be with anybody. Huh. It brings me to think about, like, listen, guys, if you're dating a girl or anything like that, and she's telling you to wait, it's like 6 months, a year, it's time to go. It's time to go, it's time to go, it's time to go, because we already know. We already know that there's been other guys that have had that time. They've had everything that you're having. You're kind of getting a repackaged, refurbished product here, and they're asking you to wait. They want you to give the monogamy. They want you to give the time, the attention, the resources. So if they're not willing to commit after like 6 months to a year, you gotta go. Stop simping and start pimping. Let's go.
Family, but you don't want the responsibility that comes with it. Yeah. You want to be like, you want to do family on easy mode.
I think I've just got to a point of understanding the basics of life, like the whole thing of family. This. No, we're here to survive. We're here for survival.
Thriving,
not surviving. Listen, tomorrow you could die. Like,
so why would you be living on survival?
Yeah, no, it's not to survive and to live. I want to pass on. I want to have children, not because I want to have me and my husband. I'm done with the ideal family thing. It doesn't work anymore. People don't think like that. It's the reality.
Go ahead.
People don't think like that.
No, that's why you're fighting so much.
No, you don't think like that. Everybody else does. Anyway, Pearl, when she was talking about, when you were saying, oh, that was your father working, she was like, yeah, your father was, he was always away and it was always that. How many homes did your father have? Where did he live? He travelled all the time for work, but when he came home, where was home? So she can't say that because we live in separate houses, that it's the same as your dad being absent, being at work, because he came home.
Yeah, you got
if she has a
Thank you, Auntie. By the way, go follow Auntie Jenny on Instagram and YouTube. She's amazing. Yeah. It's all about the home. It's all about raising children and creating a new generation, right? And teaching them the right things. For example, I would not tell a man or a young man to go out and cheat or beat his wife, right? No way. That's frowned upon. I also wouldn't tell a little girl that it's okay to, that men are trash, that it's okay to leave your man whenever you feel like it, right? That your career is more important than raising children. I just wouldn't do that. And all those morals and values and ideas come at some of the craziest moments that you can't predict. And if you're not there as a father or a mother in the house to react to that situation, to teach that lesson at the time that it's needed, it could be lost forever. All right? You can't just go to like a place and like a fast food joint and be like, hey, can you give dad advice to my kid? You can't subcontract out men completely, ladies. Okay? There used to be a saying, a wife makes a home. Well, you're kicking the guys out. And then you're not even making a home. You're dipping out and doing your business stuff, your work stuff, and your kids are suffering. The guys are suffering. And the funny thing is you don't really care. Now, I'm sure there are some ladies out there that do care and that hear this message. As a matter of fact, there's proof all over the place. That's what gives me the most encouragement, because I'm seeing more women subscribe to these thought process, because it's just natural, right? You can't fight nature. In the end, the truth always will prevail. So, just, if you forgot what the stats were about single mother homes, rewind and watch again. And when you're advising your friends, your family, or whoever, whether or not they should leave their man because of mental abuse, weaponized, let me tell you, these chicks with their mental abuse is ridiculous. You know, it's like, oh, he said something mean. He was a butthole that day. Oh, la. You don't know what I've gone through. Oh, but you make it sound like you ladies are just like a walk in the park sometimes. Happiness is a fleeting thing. You may be happy 1 year, and 1 year you may not. But when you have children, it's duty above happiness. And if you don't agree with that, fine. But I'll tell you right now, it's not making you look good. You start to expose yourself, because people will see that you and your glitz and glamour and you're having fun out there and enjoying your life while your kids are struggling. A woman is measured by how well their children do and adapt to society. Think about that, ladies. Are you willing to put your kids in the firing range for your happiness? Well, comment below. Let us know what your thoughts are. We got some more stuff coming up here soon. Kevin Samuels, Jordan Peterson, Andrew Tate. There's some other ones that I'm going to be throwing out here that are going to be amazing. Some of them are hilarious too. So we're going to get a little funny on here. Make sure you subscribe. Actually, stop right now. Subscribe right now. All right, good. Thank you. Like, comment, share. And remember, we're going to be doing our monthly giveaway starting in March from the donations we're collecting on LTAMnow.com. Go subscribe, like, comment, and sign up on the page. You have to do all 4 of those things, right? And that puts you in the lifetime raffle running. So once you've done it once, hey, it could happen at any time. And then also donate as well, too. Put a little money in the pot there. Half the money is going to go to creating great videos, and the other half is going to go directly back to you guys. We're going to be giving this out to a young boy, man, doesn't matter the race, color, sexual preference. We don't care about that. It's going to a man to make their lives a little bit better, especially in these times. So be a part of something great. Go to LTAMnow.com, like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Go to Instagram at LTAMnow. You know what? We love you all. I wish you guys the best, and I will see you next time. Yee.